Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear student, I am Muhammad Shahjahan, Assistant Professor, Department of Accounting, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka.
Dear student, today we will discuss chapter 7 and this is salary and wages. This is our second lecture from salary and wages. After this lecture, you will be able to know earnings and deduction of an organization. Dear student, all of you know that we are doing here in this chapter salary and wages. So we can know earnings from this information and we can find out the deductions and overall we can find out the net salary of an organization. Some information of 4 employees are given below. Look at, there are some element of earnings and deduction. Then from this we have to determine house rent and conveyance allowance. Then we will determine total earnings or gross salary of the organization. Then we will determine amount of deduction and net salary of the organization. Dear student, look at what about the information of house rent is given in the question. Look at house rent 50%, 50%, 50%. That means this house rent is on basic salaries. Look at basic salaries of office manager is 7,500, accountant is 7,000, sales executive 6,000 and cashier is 4,000, and out of that he will receive 50%, 50%, 45%, 45% of house rent. That means very easy one, dear student. Easily we can find out the basic salary. Dear student, look at how we will do it. Look at name of the employees: Aftab, Mahatab, Shahed and Turjo. Aftab house rent is 50% on basic. His 7,500, 50%, that means 3,750. Then Mahatab 50% of his basic, 7,000 into 50%, 35100. Then Shahed 45%, 6,000 into 45%, 2700. And Turjo 45%, 4,000 into 45%, it is 1800. It is 1800. Dear student, this is 11,750. 11,750 total of house rent. Dear student, next determine the amount of conveyance allowance on basic salary. Again look at the question. Conveyance allowance is given here. Conveyance allowance 20%, 20%, 20%. For all employee it is 20%, and we all know that the percentage is on basic. The percentage is on basic. Look at conveyance allowance for Aftab, it is 20%, 7,500 his basic salary, 20%, that means 1,500. And Mahatab 7,000 into 20%, it is 1,400. Shahed 6,000 into 20%, it is 1,200. And Turjo 4,000 into 20%, it is 800. All of you can calculate the percentage, can do the percentage. So total of conveyance allowance is 4,900. I hope you understand. Dear student, now second requirement, determine the amount of total earnings or gross salary of all employees. That means we have to find out the earnings. Let's see the question. Dear student, all of you know that there are two elements of salary and wages. Number one is earnings, then deduction. There are some earnings and deduction is given here. Look at earning, basic salary. An employee, the first foremost earnings is that basic salaries. So basic salary, this is an earnings element. Then DNS allowance, this is another earnings. Conveyance allowance, this is another earnings. Then house rent, this is also earnings for an employee. For work, for the organization it is expenses, but for the employee it is earnings. Then medical allowance, it is earnings. Commission, it is also an earnings. Look at then contribution to provident fund, this is not earnings, this is the deduction from the worker salaries. Then income tax, this is also deduction. Then advance salary deduction, that means he took advance salary from the organization, he took also advance salary for the organization, this is also a part of deduction. And motorcycle loan, someone took loan from the business for buying motorcycle, this is also a deduction. So dear student, all of you have seen that how many earnings and deduction we have here. Let's see the solution, how we will present it in the exam. Very easy chapter this one. Look at determine the amount of conveyance allowance. So we have already shown. Yes, the amount of earnings. Dear student, look at the format. The amount of earnings or gross salary of employees. Look at particular item. Here we will write the earnings name, then amount. Aftab, Mahatab, Shahed and Turjo. Look at basic salary. I have told you that basic salary is number one earnings. Then dearness allowance, this is also earnings. Conveyance allowance, this is another earnings. House rent, this is another earnings. Then medical allowance, this is also an earnings. Then commission, this is another earnings. So total amount of earnings of uh, Aftab is 14,000, Mahatab is 13,100, Shahed is 11,700, and Tuesday is 7,500. Dear student, I hope all of you understand. Just last class also I have discussed, in first class I have discussed which one will be the earnings. That day I have given you at least 20 items which can be the earnings of a worker. So dear student, out of that here we have 6. This is the most common earnings. At first you have to write the earnings, then write the amount, then total. Just very easy. If you know the list of earnings, then you can do it. Then dear student, let's come deduction. Which one is the deduction for the employees in this organization? Look at here at this look at the question. Look at, yes, basic salary, this is not deduction, dear student. Dearness allowance, this is earnings. Conveyance allowance, this is also an earnings. House rent, this is also earnings. Medical allowance, this is also earnings. Commission, this is an earnings. Contribution to provident fund, 10%. That means from basic you have to find out 10%. This is a deduction items. Then income tax, this is also a deduction for the workers. Then advance salary deduction, that means he has taken advance salary, this is also another deduction. Then motorcycle loan, in this employee took motorcycle loans, this is also a deduction. That means after deducting these earnings to total, at first you have to make total of earnings, then you have to deduct the deduction, then you will get the net salary. Let's see, dear student. Yes, this is the earnings, then amount of total deduction and net salary of all employees. Look at total earnings from requirement B. We got total earnings 14,000 of Aftab, Matab is 13,100, Shahed is 11,700, and Turjo is 7,500. Now deduction we have to write. Look at first you have to write deduction contribution to provident fund. Dear student, I hope of all of you can do the calculation. That means percentage. You can calculate percentage. Look at in the question it was written that deduction is 10%. Provident fund deduction is how much? Look at the question. Provident fund deduction is 10%, and from which we will calculate 10%. This is basic 7,500. That means 7,500 into 10 divided by 100. This will be the 10% of basic salaries. That means that is the deduction in provident fund. This way you have to calculate all the percentage. The student contribution to provident fund 750 of basic, 700, 600 and 400. Then income tax. Income tax, it is also given in percentage 400, 350, 320 and 250. This is another item of reduction. That advance salary, that means Mahatab and Turjo took advance salary from the organization, that's why this is their deduction. And then motorcycle loan, Aftab and Shahid took loan for buying motorcycle, this is also another deduction. That means total deduction for Aftab is 1750, Mahatab is 1550, and Shahid is 1320, and Turjo is 950. That means this is the total deduction for these 4 employees. Now dear student, net salary. Net salary, total earnings minus total deduction. Total earnings minus total deduction. Look at total earnings is 14,000 and total deduction is 1750. So if you subtract 14,000 minus 1750, then net salary is 12,250. This is for Aftab. For Matab it is 13,100 minus 1550. This is his net salary. Then Shahed 11700 minus 1320, 10,380. This is his net salary. And Turzos 17500 minus 950. That means 6550. I hope, dear student, this is very easy math. All of you understand how we calculate net salary for the worker. Dear student, again I am telling you, if you have any types of confusion in any time, you can talk to me over Messenger, WhatsApp, or any other device. You can talk to me, then we can help you. Dear student, don't keep any types of hesitation, any types of not understanding items with you. If you have any types of confusion in any time, discuss with me. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe. May Allah help